Hi everyone. So we're going to be looking at volumes of cones and pyramids. So the general formulae for the volume of a pyramid is a third times the base area times the height, so the perpendicular height. So the perpendicular height being from this point here, which we call the apex, straight down at 90 degrees to the base, that would be denoted as maybe h, or the perpendicular height. And then we're going to multiply that by the base area I'm going to include. Obviously this is a square base pyramid, but any base, if you have the area of it and you times it by how high up it goes and then do a third of that, that gets you the volume of the pyramid. Now in a similar way for a cone, we have the same sort of thing. And this time, I suppose you can kind of regard a cone as like a circle-based pyramid, although we wouldn't kind of technically say that. And we can do the same thing in that it's a third times the base area. So we should recognize that the area of a circle is pi r squared. So this is equal to a third pi r squared h, where r is the radius from that sort of central point to the edge. So this is for a cone. Right, so some important formulae there that we're going to use moving forwards. A square-based pyramid with base lengths equal to 10 and a perpendicular height of 9 centimeters. Then using the formula for the volume of a pyramid, we would have a third of the base area times by the perpendicular height. And there we go. Okay, so if this time we're given the volume, but we're asked to find the perpendicular height, we can use the formula that we know. So we know a third times the base area. Now, if we solve this equation, and we can do that just by rearranging the formula. Okay, so if we're given a scenario where we have two shapes with the same volume, and I need to find out the height of the pyramid now, the first thing I'm going to do is calculate the volume of the prism. And so the formula for the volume of the prism is the area of the cross-section multiplied by how far it goes back. So here we've got the area of the cross-section as, so I'm going to do 72 centimeters squared times 10 centimeters. So the total volume is 720 centimeters cubed. Now using that, I know that the base area of this pyramid is 100. And there we go. Okay, here we go. So the cone has a base radius of 5 and a vertical height of 8 centimeters. Calculate the volume of the cone. So the way we're going to do this is the same formula, and it asks for the answer to 3 significant figures. So now the base area is pi r squared times h. Just be really careful that it's pi times r squared, not pi times r, and then square that. Big mass is really important here. And that is the 3SF. Okay, right, so this one we're going to need to use a bit of Pythagoras because they've given us the slant length and not the perpendicular height. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to look at this right angle triangle here, where the radius is 5.7, the hypotenuse is 12.6. So in order to get this value, okay, and then I'm going to use the same thing. So I'm going to use the formula again. The 3SF. Okay, so finally this is a frustum, and a frustum is either a pyramid or a cone with the top part removed. So it's made by removing a small cone from a similar large cone, and this all depends on similar shapes. So the height of the large cone is 40, the diameter of the base of the large cone is 30, and so we want the volume of what's left, which is called the frustum, and again it wants it to 3SF. So the way we do this is find the volume of the larger cone, because 15 is the radius. Okay, so that's the exact volume of the larger cone. So if we now work out the volume of the cone that's been removed, and then we subtract that, that will give us what's left. And there's kind of two ways you could do this. We've got a scale factor of a half if we compare the two perpendicular lengths, the two heights. And so what we know then is that we've actually got a cone which has a volume of a third times pi times 7.5 squared times 20, because everything's halved in terms of the lengths. So this would be equal to but the other way we could have actually found this is because the length scale factor was equal to a half, the volume scale factor is equal to an eighth, because it's this one cubed, a half times a half times a half in each dimension. And so the volume is an eighth of the times, an eighth smaller. The volume is an eighth of the size of the larger cone. So now we can just subtract the two. So that's the exact answer. And to 3 significant figures, that would actually be. So hopefully that's been useful for you. Look out for more resources coming soon. Well done with that. Check below for links and useful resources. You can go away and try some of these questions yourself. and there'll be more videos coming soon.